What's up, guys? My name's Kenny. Hope you guys are all feeling good today. So this is an update video for my 30-day challenge. It's currently day 28, January 11th, and guess what? I did not do an update yesterday. So there is no day 27 update because I just didn't do it yesterday. Really no excuse to do it. I was kind of just hanging out, relaxing yesterday, got really tired, just ended up just not doing the update video. So, I figured I might as well just skip it and and the thing is I don't even have anything to update you guys for today. But this is really just coming to a close now. So I figured that I'm going to go ahead and combine today, the 28th, tomorrow, the 29th, and then the final day of the 30th. I'll just combine all three of these days into a single video here to be the final video of this challenge. What I will say here is that it is just so hard to be super consistent. It is so hard to do things every single day if you say you're going to do something every single day. What I've learned throughout this whole challenge has been like, I have not been able to exercise literally every day. I skip days every once in a while, or I do like the absolute bare minimum on some days just to get by and say that I did something. Meditation I have not done every day. So like, I've skipped some days with that. And then apparently, I fell asleep one day, earlier, a few days ago as well. And now today, so this is like the second time where I've sort of just gone to bed without recording an update. So like, I've skipped some days there, and I think that just goes to show that like it is very, very hard to commit and to make yourself do something every day, because you're gonna want to skip, you're gonna want to be lazy, especially me, because I'm naturally a procrastinator. I naturally just don't want to do things. I know some people are a lot more organized. Some people, are better at motivating themselves, but for me, I've struggled with it. So I will say it is disappointing to have these days where I fail, where I skip the thing, where I don't do what I say I want to do. Even like recording the update video yesterday and not doing that, that was something that I'm disappointed by. But I think it's important with a challenge like this to not get too focused on the days that you don't do the thing you're supposed to do, right? To not get so focused on the little tiny failures, right? Because in the big picture, basically the point of this 30-day challenge was to improve my habits, was to be more consistent, to do more, right? So at the end of the day, the end result is a positive. I am meditating more. I am exercising more. I am trying to keep myself accountable by recording these update videos. And if I don't do it necessarily literally every day, it doesn't matter, because I'm still doing it 80% of the time, which is better than the 0 that I was doing it. So I guess that's the only thing I'm going to say today, is just to comment on that, on the difficulty of doing things every day, and that if you don't do it every day, it's fine. You'll be okay. So yeah, I guess if you guys are ever going to start up your own 30-day challenge, just realize, the difficulty of staying super consistent, and just realize that, if you miss a day or something, you just forget about it, and you just keep going as if you were doing it literally every day. You can't let a minor failure, make you want to quit or stop too early, and that's the thing. I'm here, I'm so close, I'm day 28, I just have 2 more days to go to complete the challenge, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if I'm skipping days, if I'm doing this or that, why don't I just end the challenge right here? Why don't I just not do the last 2 days? It is so tempting for me right now to just say, let's not do the next 2 days, because I'm already messing. Like I didn't really do a whole lot yesterday. I think I had intentions yesterday of doing exercise later in the evening, but I got really tired and I didn't. And then I had intentions yesterday of doing meditation and I didn't. See, I had the full intentions of doing everything and I just never followed through with it for whatever reason. And so there is a temptation to quit early, but why would you quit when we're almost there. So that is going to be my update for today, the day number 28. I'll include the day number 29 and 30 here in this video. All right, guys, it is day 29 now. I'm going to go ahead and keep things a little bit short and sweet here and save most of my final thoughts for tomorrow. But I do want to comment on one thing here, which is that, once again, I did fail to do anything today, and I am really not finishing strong at all in this challenge. I am finding these later days here, the final stretch, the final week or so, or the final just like 3 or 4 or 5 days here, I'm finding it to be the most difficult to do anything, you know? I think that this 30-day challenge would have been better, or I would have been, you know, less disappointed in myself, and I would have actually done stuff every single day. I would have been able to do that better if I actually challenged myself every week to do something new, something novel, something unique, you know. I didn't really do that, you know. I didn't even I never went bowling again for a second time, you know, after I said I was going to. So little things like, even if it's just something like, hey, I haven't gone for a walk in, you know, however long it's been, you know, just say, okay, well, what's something I haven't done in a long time? Let me do that thing this week. And that would at least give me something to look forward to. And I would, you know, I think it's so important that even within this bigger 30-day challenge, to give myself smaller, more, not even necessarily small, but just specific challenges to do that are just different than what I've done the previous week. That's the only way I can really see myself maintaining motivation to keep doing this for an entire period. I think that, again, I guess I should probably save some of these thoughts for tomorrow, but I do think that it's going to be difficult for me without this 30-day challenge. It's going to be difficult for me to stay motivated to maintain this healthy lifestyle. Like it is. It's going to be hard for me to exercise. It's going to be hard for me to meditate. I mean, one of the biggest motivations for me to do this was just the fact that I'm making these videos and they keep me accountable. And I don't know how I'm going to keep up staying healthy, staying in a good mindset, feeling good. It feels like I need to just constantly challenge myself over and over and over again. Just find a unique way to do that, a unique way to frame things, a unique way to, you know, or at the very, that's the thing about things, is it doesn't always have to be unique. It just has to be, you know, I kind of relate this to like me and my girlfriend, you know, when we're making dinner plans, what are we going to eat for the night? You know, one of the things that we do often is we come up with what we're going to eat for the night by thinking like, oh, there's this chicken and broccoli dish we haven't had in like a month or two. Let's make that tonight. You know, there's sort of a thing where it's like, if you haven't had a taste of something in a while, well, now you can have that on your plate today, you know? And that's the kind of thing for doing these challenges, is like, have a whole menu of things that you know you can do to keep your mental health good or to keep your physical health good. Have a whole menu of items, meditation and exercise, but even within meditation and exercise, maybe meditation is just its own thing, like unless there's multiple ways to meditate, but there's multiple ways to exercise. So create a variety of ways to exercise and have that all in the exercise bucket. Create other buckets of like ways to feel good, and you know, you create this whole menu of things. So hopefully you have a whole variety. So month over month, when you're getting to a point where you're exhausted of like ideas, or you just feel like you're just doing the same thing over and over again, reach into the bucket and just, you know, metaphorically, and just say, what's something I haven't done to feel good? What's something I haven't done that I know would be good for me? And I haven't done it in like months or weeks or whatever, and say, oh, okay, I think it's time to add that thing back into the rotation. You know, and I don't know what those things are. But, oh, here's something I could say. Last night, you know what I did last night? I wrote something. And I don't know what the thing is. I guess you could call it a poem. I wrote something, a piece of writing. It's like a poetry type thing. I think it's good. It's I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like with poetry, it's like nonsense. A lot of times, but I mean, does it make sense to me? It makes sense to me, I guess. I was trying to write it. It's really cool. I'm gonna share it with you guys on the channel, but I'm nervous. Like, I haven't ever written anything like this before. This is the first time I've ever written this thing. That made me feel good, guys. So, like, I've been saying for a while now, I want to get back into writing, or get back into. I never really was into it in the first place, but I've been saying for a while now I want to get into writing, and I wrote this thing, and this is part of my bigger sort of challenge for myself this year of wanting to make more YouTube content. Well, I wrote this thing, and I wrote it with the idea of sharing it through YouTube content. So I'm excited to share that with you guys coming shortly. I've still got to refine it and edit it and stuff, but you know, it was a fun process. I spent like a few hours on it yesterday, but it was fun. And it got my creative juices going. You know, I had to really push myself there, and you know, I'm hoping that that's just like the first of many that I do at some point. But you know, that's something where it's like, okay, I guarantee you guys, over the next couple months, I might do more of that. I might sit down and try to write more. And I guarantee you at some point I'm going to forget. And I'm not going to keep doing that like all the time. And then, you know, several months down the road, a year down the road, a couple years down the road, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you know what? I haven't written anything in a while. And I'm going to get back to doing that again. And so, again, if you just have a variety of things that you're interested in, things that maybe you used to do that you don't do anymore, you can go back to things that you used to do and try, you know, and that's the thing that I think, that's the thing I mean about challenging yourself. And of course, there's always the idea of trying to incorporate new things that you've never done before. So it's not just about challenging yourself to do the things that you know you already like to do. There's also a thing of, can you find new things that you have never done before that might be exciting to you, that are interesting to you? You know, even if it is like doing something like you've never done before. Like for me, what if I just started up drawing? Oh, by the way, yeah, I did that one. Like a couple years ago, I bought a drawing, a sketchbook thing with like pencils and whatever to start drawing for the first time. Never used it. Did like a couple little horrible drawings, realized I'm bad at this, and I gave up on it. Okay, but what if one day in the future I'm like, hey, I want something to do. Oh yeah, I got this. I can get the pencils out and start, you know, drawing a little bit, or you know, even if I have to watch a YouTube tutorial or something, like let me just try that, you know. So like, there's all sorts of things, if you're just even vaguely interested in them, you can challenge yourself to do it for the first time, and you can, maybe you won't like it, maybe you will never try it again, but that keeping up on doing new things is definitely going to be something that in the long run you're going to feel good about. You're going to feel like, and you know, it's very important to try not to get depressed. You know, it, like, don't think to yourself, oh, I'm just bad at everything, I'm trying all these new things and I just can't find the right thing for me. That seems like such a negative mindset. You know, like, you should absolutely try things. If you really don't enjoy it, fine. But you know, there's also something to be said about being able to approach new things with such an open mind that there is no way possible for you to walk away with it feeling negative towards yourself. Like I don't know, like what do I mean by this? I mean, like, if you truly are kind of happy with who you are, it's like no matter what you do, you are just enjoying the process of doing something different. Like, you have to be in love with just trying new things, you know? And I don't know, like, I don't really know how to put it. Like, I don't really have the best, maybe I don't have the best words for this yet, but like, you know, it is definitely you know, like, I know that there's people out there that will be negative when they like inevitably doing things that stress you out, doing things that you want to try out and it just not working. Gosh, guys, I said this was going to be short and sweet. This is not short and sweet. This is long and drawn out. I'm rambling here. I was gonna just go ahead and make my point about the menu thing and then be done, but now I'm kind of preaching. Now I'm just preaching a little bit about, listen, try new things, guys. And if things aren't your thing and you never come back to doing it, don't let it get to you. Don't let it overwhelm you with negativity towards yourself. Just approach new things and just be open and just enjoy the process of trying a new thing and that experience. Yeah, if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. But there's many opportunities for you, many new things that you can try out if one thing doesn't work. So yeah, I think I will end here. Okay, my final thoughts for tomorrow, day 30. I don't even know if there's really anything else I can add at this point, but all right, guys, the moment is finally here. It is day 30 of this 30-day challenge. Things will be coming to an end now. I want to take this final update video for you guys. I want to take this time to share with you guys what I learned from all this and to remind you guys the purpose of all this. So this was a 30-day challenge to just improve my mental health, to feel better. And I will say that after this challenge, I absolutely feel better than what I was. So it's very hard for me to describe where I was at before this challenge. All I can say is that I felt like I was at rock bottom in my life. This challenge started because I was having real major issues with my mental health. And I can't even put a label on what those issues were. I don't know if you could say I was depressed, or I don't know what you could say, but I was overwhelmed with negative emotion, negative thoughts and feelings about myself, and hopelessness and feeling like a failure and all of that. You know, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say I was depressed or whatever. But so I, you know, out of fairness, I just want to, I don't know how to label things because I don't want to be, I want to be respectful to people that are clinically depressed. I want to be respectful to people that are actually I would say I was actually depressed for sure, but there's a difference between clinical depression and just sort of feeling depressed. You know, in my life, I have these periods that are up and down. I can go for a long time feeling awesome, no symptoms. And then I can go for a period of time where I just feel depressed. I am depressed, you know? And so what I'll say is that I started this challenge as a way to turn everything around for myself, to get back on track, because I was at rock bottom. And at the end of this 30 days, I really didn't do much over the past 30 days, I suppose. You know? Well, no, I did do a few things. Okay, so the 3 things I really did during this period that were things that I wasn't doing before, that I'm doing now, is a lot of exercise, which I think is probably the biggest impact on how I feel about myself. You know, second thing is doing meditation. I probably did meditation probably about half the days out of this 30-day challenge, if not more. Probably a little bit more than half. We'll say 20 out of the 30 days I did meditation. We'll say probably about the same 20 out of the 30 days I probably did exercise. I will say I am a little bit disappointed in myself for the way that I finished this challenge. I essentially gave up on day 25 or the past few days, I've basically done nothing. That is the one thing when I look back on this is I do need to figure out how to finish stronger and just not just quit day 25. But it's good to know that like I started feeling better after, I really started feeling better after like week 2 or something, or even week 1. But it is interesting. It is very, very interesting that by simply exercising more and doing a little bit of meditation, like it really made that big of an impact on me. Those are the 2 things that I really focused on during this whole challenge. A little bit of my diet was changed, but not enough of a significant change really to have mattered. But the third thing that I started doing, and that I'm going to keep doing throughout probably the entirety of the next year, is I am doing therapy or counseling or whatever, right? I am doing that, and I think I'm just starting with that, so I really didn't see a noticeable difference in my mental health because of that. But I feel good. A lot of times, just the idea that you're reaching out, saying I need help, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go to therapy or counseling or whatever. I do think that is sort of a sign in itself that you are looking to help yourself. And that's good. So, I have also just really been struggling a lot with just where I'm at in my life. And, I've just been feeling a lot like I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm a complete failure and nothing's working. Everything I do is wrong. I have all these negative thoughts, and I've had all these negative thoughts and feelings. And as my mental health has improved over the past 30 days, a lot of those negative thoughts that have been overwhelming me that I keep thinking about, I just haven't really focused on them, So if you ask me right now, Kenny, are you happy in your life? Are you happy where you are? No. I mean, I could still say that I feel very, very, I do feel like a failure to some extent. I do feel like my life isn't going the way I want it to. But instead of overreacting and having a mental breakdown when I think about those things, I feel good enough to where, like, I'm not letting those negative thoughts overwhelm me and consume me. So there's sort of that element, which is like it's interesting. I don't know, because I don't know. Like I it's so weird to say how I feel about everything right now, but like the end result is that I do feel better, and I'm glad. I'm glad I did this challenge. I needed to do this challenge, and I probably couldn't have done this challenge without having a YouTube channel and updating you guys every day on it, It definitely helped to sort of keep me accountable every day, knowing that I was making a video every day to update you guys on it. So a major lesson that I learned from all this is the personal accountability and motivation aspect. It is very, very hard to stay motivated. It is very, very hard to stay consistent, to do a 30-day challenge where you're trying to do something every day for 30 days. It is very, very hard. And I don't really have the ability to stay consistent the entire time. And I learned, I was very inconsistent throughout this whole thing. I would skip days all the time and just not do anything, and not focus on my mental health. But I think going forward from here, I will absolutely be more conscious of my mental health and how I feel. And if I ever get to a point where I have a really bad day, I think it's going to be a lot easier for me now to be like, okay, I'm having a bad day. Let's go work out. Let's do some meditation. Let's watch what you eat. Let's make sure you're sleeping good. I think it's going to be a lot easier for me now to be able to target my mental health and just focus on you need to do something about it versus just living in that feeling of misery and just letting it exist. I'm looking at it as a thing that can be dealt with. Have a checklist of like, when you're feeling terrible, do these things. If you don't do these things, you will stay feeling miserable, And I think that is I think that's a big change for me now. And I hope that this is a huge lesson for me of, yeah, Kenny, you can do something about it. Like, you have the ability to help yourself. And I think that's really the big takeaway from all this. And if anything, guys, I want to encourage you guys, if you're stuck, if you feel like you're in a bad place, challenge yourself. Find a way to keep yourself accountable. I don't know what that method would be for you to keep yourself accountable. Like, if you don't have a YouTube channel, I mean, you can't make videos every day, for people to watch. I mean, unless you want to make videos that go up on YouTube that are for nobody, fine. Journal every day. Yeah, maybe you just maybe you say you're gonna, maybe you tell yourself that you're gonna record a video of yourself, talking about how you feel that day and what you did that day, or journal or video, whatever, every day, for the sake of yourself, to watch it back or to read it back if you write it down. Maybe that's an idea, but like, you need to have a way to keep yourself accountable, to keep yourself motivated to complete the challenge if you struggle with that. But so yeah, I would highly encourage you guys, if you're struggling with anything, to do to challenge yourself, say for 30 days, every day, I'm going to try to do this thing. I'm going to try to feel better. I do want you guys to consider doing that, because this is about you being able to help yourself. That's what this was for me, was to see, what can I do to help myself? Do I have it in me to help myself? And I found that I do. And I got a spark of motivation, and I'm kind of riding off that right now. Now, going forward, because I haven't been doing anything the past few days, I am worried that I'm not going to keep up on things. I'm not going to exercise. I'm worried I'm not going to meditate. I'm worried I'm not going to do all these things. And that over time, like, I could be back to feeling like shit in like 3 months. I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. And that is worrying, because that is my problem. Like, out of everything that I deal with, the problem is slipping back into the bad place, the misery, the bad habits, everything. Like, that is my problem, is not being able to keep up with things. Doing well for a short time and then doing poorly. So that is the thing that I'm the most worried about. But with that being said, guys, I just want to say thank you for following this journey that this 30-day challenge that I've done. I want to say thank you. I do want to do this again in May, because May is Mental Health Month, and I want to start on May 1st and go through the end of May. So it'll be a 31-day challenge, whatever. But I want to do this with you guys. For any of you guys, whether it's just 1 or 2 or 10 of you or 100 of you, I don't care. I would really love it if you guys decided to do this challenge along with me. And I would upload an update video every single day in May. Each day, its own little 5 to 10 to 15 minute video where I talk about what I did that day. And you could follow along with me and do things yourself. And when I upload a video, you guys can leave a comment on that video and tell me what you did that day. Give your own update, and that will keep you accountable. And I'm hoping that we get multiple people to do this together, and we do this every year, because challenging yourself to feel better, what this is it's not just a challenge to feel better. It's a challenge. It's challenging you to just take care of your mental health. That's what it is. And some people who aren't taking care of their mental health need this. And I want you to do this with me in May. It would make it more fun for me, but also I'll be doing it to just sort of set myself as being an example. Even though I fail, even though I don't do it every day, I have days where I just do nothing. That's part of it. Part of the process is realizing how hard it is, and realizing it is hard to stay consistent. But you can do it, guys. You guys can do it. I did it. I'm happy with the way things turned out, and yeah. So I think I expressed everything here, guys. Thank you. Just thank you guys. The 30-day challenge is over, and I learned a lot from this about myself. And next time I will try to be more creative, like when I say I want to be creative next time, it's gonna be things like it's gonna be weird things like do an activity that I've never done before. Like I don't know, try to paint a picture. Like just get some art supplies and just sit down and like paint. I've never painted before, and I know I'm gonna be terrible at it. But it's like find weird activities to do. Like, hey, it'll be May, so it'll be the summertime here. So okay, go to a tennis court with my girlfriend Sandy. Go play tennis. Things that I would never do. I haven't done that before, but it would be a good idea to do it because it's something that would be enjoyable, right? So I think we have to challenge ourselves to find new, interesting, fun things to do to stimulate the part of us that needs to not just be sitting at home all day watching YouTube videos or playing video games or doing whatever you do, mixing things. I think I need, and I think a lot of people need to mix things up in their life, to try new things. I think that's a big part of it. And I think that that's going to provide you with a little bit of fulfillment in your life and satisfaction. And I think that is important in terms of mental health. So I didn't do any of that this 30-day period, but I'm hoping the next time I challenge myself, that'll be a big challenge. Do new things you haven't done. Try new things. Maybe I could do that. Maybe that's a separate challenge. Try new things every day for 30 days. That would be hard to do. Coming up with a new thing to do every day for 30 days. I don't know about that, but yeah, anyway, I will. So going forward on this channel, I won't be doing these update videos every day anymore, obviously. But I do want to continue to make content on this YouTube channel. I might talk a little bit about mental health or whatnot in some of my videos coming up. I might try to do more interesting creative videos on the channel this year. I'll try to live stream every month, at least once or twice. Usually probably going to be on Fridays, Feel Good Fridays, late at night, 9-10 Eastern time here. But like I did in the past, the last live stream I did though, this past Friday, I unlisted the video because it was just an uninteresting, like nobody showed up to the live stream. It wasn't the greatest, but I do want to try to keep live streaming more, even if like no viewers show up, but it's all right. So anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Really, that's what this is all about. I'll see you guys.